right. All right, how y'all brothers out there doing? All right, man, I'm gonna try to get straight to the point. Try to keep these videos as short as possible. All right, I'm gonna just give you guys an example of what a bad tree is gonna bear bad fruit, and a good tree is gonna bear good fruit. But I'm gonna show you that if the kids don't have or not raised with morals and values, strong morals and values, teaching them accountability and responsibility, things of that nature, what's going to happen? What's more than likely will happen? Understand? Now, their crimes might not be as heinous as these people, but it's a great probability that they're going to be in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. You understand? So, uh, nobody ever wants to say like, well, why did this happen? They never want to go to that route. But it starts in the home. Trust me. Your home foundation is very vital. It's very key. So that's why it's very vital that you teach your kids accountability, responsibility, morals, and values. You understand? So that they can be productive as opposed to being destructive. But yeah, I'm gonna show you a bad tree that bears bad fruit. All right. Like I said, and I'm also gonna say this: morals and values are key, brothers. It's very key. Morals and values. A lot of times, it's what separate people. They really don't know that, but it really does. Your morals and your values are very key. All right, let's play this out real quick.
You could say Nico Jenkins and his relatives have had a colorful past. Just look at their family tree. 7 felons in just 2 generations. Let's start with Nico's uncle, 51-year-old Warren Levering. He's a felon just released from prison in Oklahoma and has done time in Nebraska, too. Investigators say he's fathered 7 children with 6 different women in 5 states.
Now, you know he ain't that for those kids. And at the same time, what can he teach them? So that's more kids with no fatherly guidance or male guidance. Hopefully they got a stepfather that's giving them some good morals and values, but it's a good chance that's not the case. Let's finish it on out though.
This week, prosecutors charged him as an accessory in the murder of Andrea Kruger. They say he helped Nico get rid of Kruger's car and tried to set it on fire near 43rd and Charles. Prosecutors say Levering got the gas can from his sister's house, Nico Jenkins' mother, Lori. Lori just bonded out of jail herself this week on an unrelated felony terroristic threats charge. In addition to Levering, Lori has 2 other brothers. Both are convicted felons. One is even currently on parole. Investigators say Lori Jenkins had 6 children with David McGee but never married him. McGee died in 2009 but was a felon himself, convicted of terroristic threats. Of the couple's 6 kids, 4 have been arrested in the past month. 23-year-old Erica Jenkins is a convicted felon, now facing murder and weapons charges in the death of Curtis Bradford. Friday, she told Judge Caniglia she can't be a killer because she's 3 months pregnant. Investigators.
Okay. Basically, according to what the reporter just said, basically what Erica Jenkins just said is that she shouldn't be held accountable for her action, which is ridiculous, but it is typical. And it's pretty much common when kids are not raised to be accountable or to be responsible. She wasn't raised that way. That's why she's passing the blame, passing the buck. And the real kicker to me is that she would even to attempt to say that. Because I highly suspect it's because she's used to getting away with it. As I said in the previous video, 85%, if not more, of what in reference to the black woman, she would get away with for her shortcomings. But it's the complete opposite on the other end of the spectrum for us in reference to the black man. But this lady, she pays the piper. So she paid the piper. So it didn't work. Because they're going to pay. But that's very ridiculous. I mean, but it's typical. It's very typical of people who haven't been raised with responsibility. And another thing, brothers, keep that in mind too, man. Do not, if you haven't had kids, man, take it, take heed. If the woman is irresponsible, do not have a kid with that woman. But the main thing is she don't share your morals and values, you don't have a kid with her. Lay with her, hey, handle your business, have fun. But man, you do not want to have a kid by a woman who don't share your morals and values, or definitely a woman who is irresponsible like this woman. And not a bad looking woman either. But let's continue on.
Say she has a 7-year-old son, too, that initially was placed in child protective custody. Erica's little sister, 18-year-old Lori Sales, known as Lolo, is charged in Bradford's murder, too. Prosecutors say she got rid of the murder weapon. A third sister, Melanie, also a convicted felon, bailed out of jail last week on unrelated terroristic threats charges. She's 25, and investigators say she has 3 children under the age of 7, and all were initially placed in child protective custody. As for Nico Jenkins, he was just released from prison before prosecutors say he shot and killed 4 people. He's 27 years old and legally married to 22-year-old Shalonda Jenkins, seen here in a recent interview, and told us she's pregnant with Nico's child. Nico has 2 other sisters, both live out of state, and neither are in much contact with the Omaha Jenkins.
Now, I could be wrong, but according to the reporter, the 2 sisters who are out of state, they're really not in contact with them. I wouldn't be surprised if these 2 sisters that stay out of state, morals and values are different from theirs. Maybe they not saying that morals and values is on point, but maybe they adhere to not, doing all this mischief. So they separate themselves. A lot of times that's what people do anyway, instinctively. You understand? So, but yeah, I highly suspect that might be the case. But at the same time, I could be wrong. They could be just like them. Who knows? But I wouldn't be surprised. They moved. They just got away. They're away from all that nonsense. Because I guarantee you, they had a rough upbringing. This just didn't happen overnight. They had a rough upbringing, uh, that lacked discipline, that lacked structure. So I guarantee you, they had a pretty a not healthy upbringing. I'm pretty sure. And who knows? Maybe these 2 sisters met some men who have somewhat moralities or better morals than their family members, and they adhere to that. But a lot of times that's what it be. Like you might see people like, oh man, my cousin them, they don't want to hang with us no more. Blah blah blah. Yeah yeah yeah. They think they better than us. But a lot of times that's not what it be. It's just they got different morals and values. They don't value drinking all night, hanging out in the corner, uh, you know, busting spades, ain't doing nothing, smoking weed. Just giving a quick analogy. You know, and that's usually what it be, man. But yeah, this is bad, man. And also, I was gonna say, all those girls are nice looking girls, man. And I was gonna say, by and large, a lot of brothers would sleep with those girls and impregnate them. Now, I can understand sleeping with them, but would impregnate them. You don't want to impregnate these girls. They just, I think both of them, they kids was in child protective custody. I think that the one girl got them back. But yeah, and now they got kids that's growing up. And chances are the kids are going to grow up with no structure, no discipline, no morals and values, and they just get worse. You understand? It just get worse. A bad tree bears bad fruit. You understand? And I don't think the guy's the father, the David McGee. I don't even know if he's the father of all these kids. They got different last name. Well, the one girl got a different last name. I wouldn't be surprised, but let me play it on now and see what it says to finish it out.
Look at the ties to one man, a man prosecutors say has uprooted 4 other families.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it, man. But I'm just letting you know a bad tree bears bad fruit, brothers. You understand? And I probably have to find a video to show you good tree bears good fruit. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Can some people wake up out of that mess? Yes, they can, but it's always going to be very hard and chances are very low. All right, man. I hope Hope this do y'all brothers some good, man. Y'all brothers take heed. I'll holler at y'all later, man. Peace.